On the back of the news of Jose Mourinho being sacked by Manchester United, we are glad to be able to bring you news of his successor. After parting with the Portuguese manager, the Manchester club have wasted no time in drafting in his replacement. Brian Richardson, who has managed numerous non-league clubs, including Prescott Cables and more recently Accrington Stanley, in League One became the frontrunner after previous favourite Zinedine Zidane rules himself out of the job in a recent press conference as shown here.
Partido complicado y esto lo sabemos, estamos preparados, ¿sabes? Sufrir, también sabemos nosotros sufrir y mañana es lo que nos va a tocar seguramente, pero en una final es completamente normal de tener dificultad en un partido. Si lo quieres ganar, tienes que pasar por sufrimiento. Seguro que primero tienes que defender bien, esto seguro, sobre todo cuando no tienes el balón. Cuando no tienes el balón, la única cosa que tienes que hacer es defender. Y luego tenemos nuestras armas para atacar, para hacer bien las cosas en ataque. Lo que hay que hacer mañana es correr.
Richardson, who only a few months ago was managing Prescott Cables in the Evo Stick Northern Premier League Division 1 West, saw his stock rise when he was headhunted by Accrington Stanley, and having only been in charge there for a very short time, has found himself handed a rare but welcome opportunity of taking the reins at Old Trafford. How will he fare? Only time will tell. I am Sefin FM, and thank you for watching Northwest News Tonight.
What is up, guys? Welcome to my little experiment, if you like. Basically, when Mourinho got sacked yesterday, I thought, why don't I do a little experiment as I took Brian Richardson's job from Prescott Cables. Well, I didn't take it. He got offered the job at Accrington Stanley. He took that, and I took over at Cables, or that's what the storyline is anyway. So I thought, let's put Brian Richardson in the hot seat at Manchester United and see how he does. Thought it'd be a fun little experiment, so that's all we're doing. It's just a one-off, and I just thought we'll see how it goes. So as you can see here, Richardson has taken charge at Manchester United, but obviously because I've started the game again, it has hasn't said about his job at Accrington Stanley. So it said that he is quit Prescott Cables and replaces Mourinho. So yeah, and I'm fully aware as well that Solskjaer got given the job today. So, but this was kind of planned from yesterday. So we're going to see how it goes. It's only going to be a short little video, so stick around and have a look what happens when a non-league manager goes to the Premier League. Some people might think it's obvious what's going to happen. Some people might be like, well, it could be interesting. Some of the good managers in the Premier League can't even manage in the Premier League. So who knows? Miracles can happen, and hopefully he'll do a good job. So let's move on. So here are his stats. Don't forget that it's the computer, because it's a database that's been added on to the original database. They start with random stats. So these are the stats that he has been given. Obviously his reputation is half a star. His adaptability is 17. Not that should matter, because he's, it's half an hour down the road from the team he manages currently. So he shouldn't need to adapt that much. As long as he can drive, he should be all right. His determination is 10. He's got some decent mental skills. His level of discipline is 11. His man management is 9, and his motivating is 12. His player ability, player potential, and tactical knowledge are all 9s, and he's got a balanced personality. There's his history at the bottom there, if you want to check it out. So he started at Ashton Town, Daisy Hill, Skelmersdale, then Prescott Cables, and Man United. So yeah, that's his stats. Let's move on to the next part. This is general knowledge, Man United team. So we're just going to have a quick look at the team he's going to manage. You shouldn't need a lot of explanation. A lot of them are well-known players and all that. So, the typical David De Gea, Phil Jones, Chris Smalling, Bailly, Lindelof, Valencia. Ashley Young, Luke Shaw. So there's a good wealth of, I say talent in inverted brackets because it's not the best Man United team ever, is it? Yeah, there's some good young talents there. Let's face it, he's used to working with talent like Chris Almond and Josh Klein-Davis. He's not going to have any of that here. These aren't that good. So he's going to have to just work with the players. He's going to have to work his magic. So that's that page. Should we move on to the next page? So here we've got the season preview. So obviously they reckon, the bookies make Manchester City the favourites to win, Liverpool to come second, Tottenham and Chelsea to finish third and fourth. And we are meant to be finishing fifth. That's interesting. Some key players in the Premier League. We've got David De Gea and we've got Paul Pogba up there. Some big name players in there. Some big egos. 4-star reputation club. Highlighted star player is David De Gea, 27 years old, goalkeeper, and he's valued at 56 million. I mean, that's probably inflated since the Alisson transfer deal to Liverpool. I mean, 5-6 years ago, you wouldn't have thought of a goalkeeper going for nearly 60 million, but here we are in 2018. Apparently, we should be looking for around fifth in the league. We'll see how it goes. We're just going to fast forward now to Christmas, middle of the season pretty much. So we're going to go to the 25th of December. We're going to have a little look at how he's doing and what's going on and things like that. And then after that, we'll go to the end of the season. If he hasn't been sacked already. He might have been sacked before Christmas, so who knows? We will find out now. So here we are. Merry Christmas, everybody. The top three are pretty nailed on. I mean, well, Tottenham and Liverpool switched places, but, and Tottenham are actually smashing it, to be honest. 18 games in, and we find ourselves 7th in the league. 7 games won, 8 games drawn, and 3 games lost. It's a little bit of a draw specialist going on here, isn't he? 29 points so far. I have noticed that we are actually second in the injury table, so maybe that's a little bit, maybe you can have that taken into account a little bit. Remember, we are only 2 points off our predicted position. We are 6 points off that as well, so 2 games. So let's have a look at the transfers he's made. On the 21st of the 6th, when he first joined, basically, his first signing was Fred from Shakhtar Donetsk for £40 million. Not a bad signing. And then the next month, he brought in Christian Pavon from Boca for 11.25 million, going up to, is that 16 million? That's the ins. The outs, all loans, and they all, no, they're not. A couple of them are decent sized players. So you got Scott McTominay, who's quite popular on this game. Callum Gribbin, who's also quite popular on this game, gone out on loan. Scott McTominay's gone out to Premier League opposition, which is a bit weird. That's not something I would do, but it's not me managing it. Northampton have snapped up Callum Gribbin. That's a massive loan signing for them. He should be awesome. Fellaini has found himself out on loan to Leipzig. Obviously not in Richardson's plans. I don't know who that is or who they are, so we'll leave that one. And Marcus Rojo has gone to Espanyol on loan. So we've brought nothing in and we've spent 51 million. So let's take a look at his tactics, what he's been using, or that he's been using. So here we are. He's playing a 4-1-4-1 DM wide. I'm not too sure about playing the one up top, especially when you've got other strikers who could possibly fill in the gaps. I think I would play 2 up top. But this seems to be a fairly popular formation in this year's Football Manager. So, maybe it's just a defaulty sort of one. But we've got some goodish ratings. I mean, they're only just above average, aren't they, really? 7.4, 7.1. Sanchez and Lukaku on half-decent ratings. Vidic on half-decent ratings. Romero, sub-goalkeeper, is having an absolute nightmare of a season. But I guess that he's a sub-goalkeeper. Does it really matter? Moving on to the results. Having a look at this. I mean, it doesn't look all that bad. I mean, we didn't start well. 2 draws to start off against Brighton and Burnley. That makes it a little bit worse. Beat Crystal Palace away. Wins against Wolves, West Ham, Schalke, Oxford United in September. A decent amount of wins. Losses against Huddersfield and Wolves in the Carabao Cup. Liverpool, that's a game that, well, I'm not saying anything. Tottenham, again, that's a tricky game. Inter Milan, that's a tricky game. So, you know, there's maybe 2 games he probably should have won there. The other 3, I think, are fairly forgivable. The draws, though, draw against Arsenal, draw against Chelsea, Leicester, Bournemouth, that's not a good draw. Man City, Southampton, again, only 4 draws out of all the draws, out of the 8 draws, I'd say are bad results. So he's not doing that bad. For a non-league manager in the Premier League, he's not doing that bad. I'd probably say Mourinho-esque, just saying. It's not bad. I'm not sure it's what Man United would expect, but it's not bad at all. You know, there's a couple of hiccups there, but nothing that's really worrying. So let's move on to the end of the season and see how it ended. Okay. Well, that's not very good, is it? So Nicky Butt is now in charge. He's in charge, and he has been in charge for 99 days. Brian Richardson was sacked on the 26th of the 1st. Things must have got really bad. 208 days in charge, not great. We'll move on from that and have a look at the results. We instantly lost straight. Oh no, we are. So after the 25th, which was the last time we looked at the schedules, we beat Watford and we beat Cardiff. On the 1st, we lost 1-0 to Burnley, 1st of January. Then we beat Oldham in the FA Cup. Probably should have. Crystal Palace we beat. Wolves we lost against away. Another loss against Burnley in the 4th round of the FA Cup. And that's on the 26th of the 1st. So it seems like that result there has cost poor Brian his job, which is a shame really. It's not a great game to lose, to be fair. You don't really want to be going out as Man United to Burnley in the 4th round of the FA Cup. Lost to Burnley twice in January. That's not good. And they lost to Wolves. Again, they lost to Wolves 3 times this year. Let's have a look at the competition progress. So we finished 5th, which was what we were supposed to have done. I think Brian would have got there. I don't think Nicky Butt's done anything that Brian couldn't have done. Last time we checked, we was here in 7th. I feel like being sacked that soon after we last checked was probably a little bit harsh, because it was obviously because we went out in the Cup. I mean, the Cup runs we've had, knocked out in the 4th round by Burnley, knocked out in the first knockout round by Real Madrid. That's a sucky draw to have Real Madrid in the first knockout round. But there's no easy games in the Champions League, and we were knocked out by Wolves in the Carabao Cup. So it's not great cup-wise, but they got 5th, and that's where the media predicted him to finish. I think he would have managed to get 5th, but unfortunately, it seems like Cup's factored into that one. Let's just have a quick look at the transfers. Right, so he brought in Victor Nelson from Nordsland for 3.1 million, 6.5 million possible fee, just before he got sacked, really. Ashley Young went to Watford for 2 million. That's a bit overpriced. Roshan Williams on loan to Plymouth. A lot of players going out on loan. Another very popular one in Football Manager 2019. Chong, as a youngster, is meant to be awesome. Portsmouth must be doing well off of that. Southend picked up Leo Connor. Wigan picked up Angel Gomez and Victor Nelson. So the last signing that Richardson made before he was sacked was the first person Nicky Butt didn't want playing for him. That's probably not very good. All in all, I'm a little bit disappointed because I don't think before Christmas it was that bad, and I don't think he was given that much time after Christmas to make any difference. Maybe Nelson's doing well in Midtjylland, or I can never say that. We'll never know, but I think he probably should have been given another chance. This was only meant to be a one-off because of the Man United thing. Everyone was doing Man United saves, so I just thought, do you know what would happen if Brian Richardson managed Man United? And obviously, you know, the game's wrong. Everyone in an L34 postcode knows that Brian Richardson would smash it at Man United, but the game thinks he wouldn't. So that's what we was going with, and maybe we'll try him at a Championship club, I don't know, or a League One club. He's already been in a League One club, League Two club, maybe in a foreign country. Who knows? He's got a good adaptability. So yeah, if you've liked the video, let me know, and I might do another one, the Brian Richardson Chronicles or something. I don't know. I enjoyed doing this. I don't really normally do experiments, but I just thought, yeah, jump on the bandwagon, Man United bandwagon, and we'll go with it. So yeah, if you've enjoyed the video, guys, hit that like button. If you're new around here, make sure you smash the subscribe button, and make sure you put a comment down below to say if you want to see any more experiments. I'm not the best at experiments, but you know, some of them can be quite interesting, and it might be interesting to make a series out of it. Otherwise, you know, just don't. But thanks for coming, guys. You've been great. I've been Kylex. Peace out.